and welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today on Raihana's Cuisines, we are going to be making spring rolls. Now, before I go any further, I just wanted to let you know that spring rolls and egg rolls are two different things. So today we are doing spring rolls. Spring rolls you don't do anything with, you don't fry it, you don't even put it on a pan to kind of sear it or anything like that. It is just eaten, and I'll show you how it's done. So let's get started with our ingredients because we'll have to marinate our shrimp, and we're doing shrimp spring rolls. And you can change the shrimps if you don't like shrimps and you want to substitute that with chicken or any other you can even buy imitation crab and use that if you want, but it's really up to you. So I'll leave that up to you, but today I will be using shrimps. So let's go ahead and review all our ingredients and then we will get started. So for the whole recipe, I have the spring rolls here, and these are the ones that I use. If you can't find these, they're fine. They're just spring roll wrappers, and you can buy any brand or any quantity, anything that you want. They usually come, I think there's about 50 in here, so we won't be making that much. I don't make that many, but so I've used this packet. You can tell that I've used half of it, and what you want to do is you want to put it in a freezer bag. You could use the just a storage bag, but I just like to make sure that no air goes in it or it doesn't pick up any smells. So then I usually take this whole thing and just put it into the bag and seal it and then store it, and you can use it anytime that you need to. And these are really great because this dish is excellent for like last minute, finding out that you're going to have some guests over, because if you don't have time for frying or defrosting the egg roll sheets, this is perfect. So we're going to be using the rice spring roll wrappers, and then I've got good quality soy sauce, any good quality soy sauce. It really makes a difference on the taste. So just experiment with your soy sauces until you find a really good one that you like. I also have a little bit of olive oil that we're going to be using. I have shredded lettuce. I boiled some noodles. Now these noodles I found at my Arabic store. They're just regular noodles, but they're just colored. They're multicolored, and I like to use the multicolored ones in my spring rolls just because it adds that color in it and it just makes it look so beautiful. So we're going to be using these. I just boiled them. I gave it a good cold water splash, and just wanting all the water to drip out of it, and then we're going to be putting in this bowl here. Now I've got these shrimps that we're going to be using. You can use tiny shrimps, you can use medium shrimps, you can use large shrimps. It's your preference. You can add one to the spring roll or you can do two. Now the ones that I bought were cleaned and deveined, so I don't have to do anything with it except for just they have the tail. So I just wanted to show you how we're going to take the tail out. So basically what you want to do is you want to hold the end of the shrimp and pull. And I'll show you another one here. What you want to do is you want to hold the shrimp just like that. Hold the end of the tip and pull. As easy as that. You don't want to hold it where you're going to yank it from the tail. You just want to hold it. Hold the tail. Don't hold here and yank it because you're going to lose a lot of meat. So you just want to hold the tail and yank it. And so I already went ahead and I had like I have found one more in there that has the tail on. So probably have about 25 shrimps in here. And what we're going to do with this shrimp mixture here is we're just going to give it a little bit of marination. So let's continue with our ingredients, and then we'll marinate these. In our ingredients here, I have got fresh mint leaves. I've got fresh garlic and ginger puree. I've got lemon pepper. Now again, if you can't find lemon pepper, you can use lemon zest or lime zest. and just mix black and just put a bunch of black pepper in there. And then I've got some green chutney here, which is completely optional. The reason I use the green chutney in there is I like to marinate it with the shrimp. It just gives it that little kick. But you can either add the sambal, you can add chili garlic paste to it if you like. But I just like to add a little Indian touch to it. We're going to be using lemon for freshness. We're also going to be using fresh coriander. We're going to be using the ends of the spring onion, and I'm going to show you how we're going to, because this is only for garnish, I'll show you how we're going to do that for garnish. I have some lemon basil. I just wanted to show you that the fresh lemon basil this is what it looks like. It's got these little flowers on the ends of it. And if you just take that flower and just rub it in your fingers and smell it, it'll give you such an amazing aroma, which smells like lemons and limes. I mean, it's just a really, really good herb to use in spring rolls, because spring rolls, the most important thing for me in spring rolls is the fresh herbs that you put in. It just makes the dish so much more fresher tasting. And then I've got salt here. I've got black pepper. So let's get started with just getting the shrimps marinated, because while we're doing that, then we can get the filling done. So for the shrimps here, I'm just going to add an eyeball about, you don't want too much liquid in there. So you just want to, eyeball about a teaspoon of soy sauce in there. And then what you want to do is you want to add your green chutney. We're going to do the garlic and ginger. We're just giving it a good toss. And at this point, we can even add some salt in there, just so it's really marinated really well. So we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit, per your taste. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of my lemon pepper in there too, just for the marination purpose. And now we're just going to leave this alone. I found one more tail here. And you want to make sure you get all the tails out, just because you don't want to have your guests or yourself bite into that. It doesn't taste so good. So now we're just going to leave this alone. We're just going to take this and leave it alone right there, and we're going to go ahead and assemble our filling. For our filling, what we're going to do is we're going to use shredded lettuce. You can buy whole lettuce and shred it yourself, but I like using the pre-cut. It's faster. And you don't have to, it doesn't get wet because it's pre-washed. So we're going to go ahead and add lettuce in there. Again, make sure you seal your bake, and you want to put this in a drawer where it's going to maintain its temperature so it doesn't spoil. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put our noodles in there. And you just want to be careful. These are just al dente. You just want to put the noodles in there. And I'll show you. I'm just going to use some olive oil on these. I'll just put all of them in there. I think they should be fine. I'm just going to have a lot more spring rolls today. All right. What I'm going to do with the olive oil, you don't want to put too much. You just want to give it just a little splash. Just a little. And then with my hands, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub the olive oil in the noodles so it just kind of doesn't stick together. There we go. And then let's go ahead and put our herbs in. I'm just going to go wash my hands real quick. And just remember, before starting to cook, you always want to wash your hands with soap. And here we go. So let's just go ahead and add what we need to for. Now, I don't use a lot of wet ingredients in there because I just don't like them to become real soggy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take lemon pepper. And I put a bunch of it in there because I like the the tangy taste of it. And then we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of salt. And we will be doing a taste test before we start filling this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this here just for a minute, and we're just gonna chop up the fresh mint here. And when you do this, also it will release the natural oils in the mint, because I can just smell the mint right now. It smells awesome. Use your knife. Put the mint in there. Let's go ahead and do the coriander leaves. This is a great appetizer. Great appetizer. All right, and then let's do our lemon basil. Oh, the smell of the lemon basil is amazing. And you can use as much or as little of these herbs, or if you like any other herbs that you like to put in there, by all means go ahead. All right. Now what we're gonna do is just give it a good toss here, so that all the ingredients and the flavors just kind of get married together. I mean, look at the colors of this dish. Just, it's not blah. It's not boring with just regular noodles. It's just gives it that little bit of the color in there. Now we're gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. Now we're not gonna do too much, just because I don't want the mixture to become soggy, but just enough for the noodles and the lettuce to absorb the moisture. I think that's good enough. We're gonna leave the mixture to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that all the flavors kind of work in there together. And I'm gonna give it a quick test, so if we need to add any salt or anything, we can go ahead and do that at this point. And you wanna get a little bit of the lettuce and a little bit of the noodles. Wow, just wakes up all my senses. All my 5 senses are up. Really, when you work with fresh herbs, it's just amazing at how your mouth and your taste buds are gonna start dancing. It's an amazing, I mean, you can even use this as a salad. And I'll give you some ideas later on in other programs where we can incorporate just this into making just a salad. But there's nothing that I'm gonna add, because it tastes awesome. So I'm gonna leave this to marinate for just about 10-15 minutes. When I come back, we're gonna start assembling them. So we're back, and I've cleaned up the area, and you kind of, when you're doing this at home, you kind of want to do that as you're going along and cooking or preparing. Go ahead and wash your dishes and put them away, so by the end of your assembly, and you really don't have much cleanup to do. Otherwise you just have the whole kitchen full of dishes, and it just kind of adds up, and you don't want to clean in the end. So I just picked up everything, put everything back in its place, washed my dishes, and then we're here. And you want to have your assembly line set up for you. So what I have here is just some water in like a pie plate. It's just lukewarm water. Then we're going to be dipping our wraps in there. And then I want to show you, like, if you have one that's broken like this, don't throw it away because we can make use of it. We just have to be a little, and let me show you this again. So if you have like a tear like this, it's okay. Don't throw the wrapper away. We just have to be a little creative into using this. I'm going to put that on the side and then we'll use that. I've got our marinated shrimp here and it smells wonderful. And then we have our mixture here. And then I promised I was going to show you how we use the end of the spring onions here, because we're not using it in the spring roll mixture itself. What I usually do with this is, so we have this really nice and up close for you so you can see. You want to take a sharp knife, you want to hold it, be careful you don't hurt yourself. So you want to slit it, just hold it, guide your knife and just go down straight, and you're gonna have like a strip. And then we can still get 4 more out of these. So what you want to do is, again, start on top, follow your knife all the way down so you have some thin strips of spring onion, and they're just for garnishing. So if you don't want to do this, you can leave it out, but this is my signature, the way I do my spring rolls. So let me show you once more how we're going to do this. Now if you have one, let me show you one that's kind of curl on the end. See how this is a little bit probably doesn't have enough oomph in it. So we're just going to take this, chop this out, and they don't have to be very long, so it's really up to you how you want to do it. So I split that into half, and I usually get about 4 pieces out of them. And then again, just come down, and then we're going to store these so that we can use them for the garnishing. There you go. So we got that ready. I'm going to put that on the side, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to incorporate that into our spring rolls. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a spring roll and we're just going to dip it in the lukewarm water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out like so. Put it on your board. We're going to come here and pick up our noodles. So we're going to put, I just use my tongs, and you can basically decide if you really want to make them really huge or if you want to make them long, or just depends. I have about 2 tablespoons of mixture in here, and this is the way I assemble them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to add the shrimp. Now again, I usually put 2 shrimps in there, but if you want, you can add 1, or what you could do is you could just take the shrimp and you just slice it right in the middle. And so you have 2. So you could do it this way too. Just an idea. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start wrapping. And don't worry. I mean, it's like I have a hole in there. I don't know if you can see, but I have a hole in there, but that's okay. We're just going to take this and we're going to just tuck it in with all the mixture like so. Then we're going to come here. We're going to pick up the ends, fold the ends in. We're going to take one of our spring roll. We're going to put it in the middle here, or you can put it here, whatever you want to do, and then just finish wrapping. And this is what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to show you another one. So we're going to set that on our plate. I'll show you one more. You take your wrapper, just dip it in water, and you don't want to make them like, when I feel it, I can feel the texture. I don't know if you can see, but there is a texture on them, and you can feel the texture. So you don't want to, you just want to soak them until you just feel the texture, but you don't feel the bubbles in the texture anymore. So they're not like super soft, but you can at least handle it. Again, we're going to put it on our board. Okay, go ahead and put our filling in there. like so. Take our shrimp, put our shrimp in there. Again, roll, tuck, fold. Take your spring roll here, keep it ready. We're gonna fold in the sides. Like so. Take your spring roll, end, and wrap. There you have it. You can see the shrimps through it. Turn it around. You can see all that colorful noodles in there. And I'm gonna go ahead, finish these up. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna serve it up with a quick sauce. So here we have some ingredients for the sauce. And this is the way I do it. You can always take, I don't measure, I just like the taste of it. So we're gonna be doing a taste test. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna chop up some ginger. And just because it's so refreshing, I don't like to put in my puree. I like to chop it up just like that. I'm gonna add that in there because I like the chunks to show up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna eyeball about a tablespoon of honey. And this again will depend on how sweet you like your sauce. If you don't like to make it sweet, don't put any honey in there. The other thing you want to do is just take some Worcestershire sauce, and I'll be putting in about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Got some balsamic vinaigrette here. We're going to be adding some balsamic vinaigrette in there. And then a good brand soy sauce. And a splash of lemon. Okay, now we're just gonna stir this. And as the sauce sits, the honey is also gonna kind of melt in there. So oh, the sauce is perfect. I'm just gonna, the tartness is perfect, and then I have some black sesame seeds here, and I'm just gonna pour some in there just to give it some crunch. And let's go ahead and put this on a dish so that I can show you the end presentation. Go ahead and pour this into our little. It looks so nice. Look at how beautiful it looks. And then you can just either move these just a little bit around. I'm gonna put this right in the middle. And look at that, friends. We have spring rolls that look amazing with a sauce that took us less than 30 seconds to assemble. There you have it. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope I can see you here next time with another great recipe.